Hello, everyone. Welcome to Go Global World. I'm super excited to start GGW Sharks 34th. It's been 1 year, one calendar year. We are doing these events, and it's been an incredible journey with you. Almost 4,500, almost 5,000, I guess, people already participated in our events. And it's incredible because it's all organic. We never paid any marketing or we did any advertising. It's you guys. You are talking about us. You are making so much energy in here, and I'm really grateful to all investors participate, to all founders participating. And I'm sure this event is going to be no different than others. It's going to be fun, and I'm hoping there will be some investments, future investments happening. And you know what? We see this investment happening. Please report us about this event, investments. And we are preparing business cases and articles for some media because this is an impact we are creating through this event. And this is really happening. I am super excited. There's going to be some more announcements. And yeah, I just want to be clear and share this with you that it's not just an event, it's really happening. At Go Global World, we help investors to find the right deal flow automatically with the technology we have, connecting the right investors with the right startups. Startups can find investors faster. You have all information in front of you. We keep it simple as a one-pager where investors can share their one-pager with founders, having all the key information they want to know, the founders know. And with the apply for funding button, we can actually process and pre-qualify the deal instantly, so you don't have to spend time on manually processing that. And for founders, we give this one-pager in a very beautiful, simple way, so investors can take a decision whether pass or connect in seconds or minutes, where you as a founder selling your story in 60 seconds to investors where they either pass or connect. So if you're convincing and the technology, this is something they invest in, that should be something you get a connection. Well, this is really powerful. And with apply for funding, we are not just connecting, we are processing this, and I really mean it because we use at least a simple criteria. You can see this, but there's so much more into our technology. So instead of you wasting time on connecting those who are not relevant to you and taking, it may take so long, we are always providing you the most relevant deal flow, the most relevant investors. So you don't need to do anything else, just take further decision on whether you really want to connect or not. It's real audience, warm and verified by, from our end. We interview, we screen. So anyone who is on the platform, you can be sure that it's a real quality network. And we are working on this every day. Now, we are recently introduced a new part of our technology where the system is processing this like in a very intelligent way instantly. So you have two lists of relevant deal flow and not relevant. Anyone who is reaching out to an investor via email, LinkedIn, or through our platform will be processed by our technology. And so we are doing this job of junior venture associate that manual work can be automated, and we already did. Same we are doing for founders, so founders don't no longer need to spend too much time on finding relevant investors. So that's it on my end. I'll share our links to our platform, and I encourage everyone to create their profile, because now you can have a profile free and share with everyone outside our platform, hopefully connecting with the right investors. GGW Sharks 31st. This is the event we are having today, and this is our amazing panel of investors I'm proud to present. We have Zhichao Li, the angel investor, and also an investor from Bay Angels. Zhichao impressed me that he is working at Apple and probably one of the few guys behind all your silicons in your iPhones and probably iPads. Oliver Farzin-Nia, he is a principal at VU Ventures, so venture partner. Alexandra Johnson, managing director at GlobalTechCapital. Bill Reichert, partner at Pegasus Tech Ventures, and Casey Van Maanen, senior analyst at LOI Venture. So we have investors from around the world. Zhichao is in Texas, Oliver is in London, Sasha and myself are in San Francisco, Bill is San Francisco, and Casey in Canada. So we already have global audience of investors, and we have global audience of startups. And I'm looking forward to get started. I'll let investors to present themselves in a second, but let's discuss the rules. As for the rules, Please keep yourself muted all the time, except for investors. This is really important because you don't want to be interrupted by someone. And so please respect others. Raise your hand to pitch. There is a special button here in Zoom, so we can make sure that we know who is going to pitch. And please report to my team your revenues so we can actually pre-select further. And this is only a 2-minute elevator pitch plus questions. To be selected, you need to keep your Zoom updated with your first name, last name, company name, and your video must be always on. So we want to bring on the stage only real people, and we are pre-screening before we are letting you pitch. So it's only for startups with sales, evidence of IP, and scalable business model. Please respect your time. It's a just 2 hours event maximum, and we will have our hard stop in 2 hours. GGW members pitch first, and those who didn't pitch before, they have a priority to pitch as well. So that those who pitched, then they will have the last priority. And if you don't get a chance to pitch, it's okay. We will still give you an opportunity to pitch on the next events. Just reach out to my team, and we will give you priority on the next event. It's happening every 2 weeks. And finally, keep it as a story. Get to the point of what you do and why you are unique. You have just two minutes to say that. Don't stay on something like too long. And get right to the traction. And if you pitched before, tell everyone what has significantly changed. Remember, this is a networking event, and we also have investors here in the chat. So exchange your information, details, share your GGW profiles so you can connect faster. And if anyone will be, for some reason, selling something, please report it to us so we can make sure that we have a safe environment in here. And finally, let's make some noise. So when you pitch, or maybe others are pitching, take screenshots and feel free to post this on social media, tag GlobalTech World on Twitter, LinkedIn, elsewhere. And if you would have any questions, you can go on our website, goglobal.world, or email us at info@goglobal.world. So that's it. So this is the time where we give the floor to investors. I'm super excited to have you. And let's start with Bill Reichert. Please tell us a few words about yourself.
Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate it. Always enjoy this venue. Great fun to work with my fellow investors here and to hear all of the amazing entrepreneurs pitching. So I'm Bill Reichert. I'm a general partner at Pegasus Tech Ventures. Pegasus is a global venture capital firm based here in Silicon Valley, and we have offices and people around the world. We invest across pretty much every sector, across broad geographies globally, across stages. We invest from pre-seed to pre-IPO. We've got a little over $2 billion of assets under management, but we can write small checks, we can write big checks, but we love emerging technologies that are going to make a dent in a strategic sector that is relevant to our network of over 40 multinational corporations who are our LPs. So that's Pegasus in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. Bill Reichert was with us about a year since he started, and he's joining us every month, and we are so grateful for that to you, Bill. Thank you. Casey, please take your turn.
Excellent. Good to be back, Daniel. Thanks for again for the invite. I'm Casey Van Manen. I'm the senior analyst at LOI Venture. LOI Venture is an emerging venture fund in Canada. We're founded by Ryan Holmes, the founder of Hootsuite. We have two separate streams. So we have a sister company, the League of Innovators, which is a non-for-profit accelerator. So a lot of our focus is on finding companies that are either in the accelerator to invest in or ones that would be applicable there. And in that case, we look for founders that are under 30 and in Canada. And then we also have a stream for opportunistic investments as well. So any sector, virtually any sector, we technically with the exception of, say, biotech and life sciences, anything else is fair game. We look at pre-seed to seed stage companies in both Canada and the States. Our first check size is usually around 100,000. We would reserve up to a range of 400,000 for a first check and a follow-on as well. We don't lead, but we do follow, and we are a bit more of an active investor. So we do try to place anywhere from 35 to 40 investments every year.
Fantastic. Thank you. Great to have you, Casey, with us. Zhichao, please introduce yourself.
Hi, yeah, thanks for the invite. I'm Zhichao. It's really nice to be here, actually. Like, I started my career from Silicon Valley. Now I'm sitting in Austin, so feel free to connect if you're also in Austin. We can meet in person. Bottom line is really glad to be part of the event. So quick summary on my background is I'm kind of different than the other group on the table here. Like, I have been, and I'm still working in tech companies, Apple and IBM, and now still Apple for the past decades. So I'm responsible for chip design, so which includes all the hardware design as well as software to hardware conversion and acceleration for AI. So that's what I've been doing as the daily job at Apple, and I have about 20 plus patents that is still ongoing so far regarding to utilizing or enhancing the AI model. So I would say that's kind of my circle of competence. So besides that, I'm also working as a member of Bay Angel Deal Flow Committee. So Bay Angel is kind of a group where it has 25 years history now, and is aimed to create an ecosystem that benefits both investors and founders. And within that, I'm actually responsible for sourcing, due diligence, and in the later phase, negotiating on the contracts. So mainly before series price round, like pre-seed or seed stage. So besides that, I'm actually actively investing as angel myself. So trying to learn and leveraging my past and help founders as much as possible along the way. So in terms of investment philosophies, first, I'm actively learning and expanding as much as possible. But my circle of competence still, as I was saying earlier, regarding to the hardware and machine learning and AIs. So I'm seeking kind of motivated founder and the team that kind of deal with a real problem and has some scalable solutions, like mainly in those areas. And also I will need some like customer adoptions and revenue as the evidence of tractions. So I'm happy to connect again. Like, I hope my background can be of any help to any of the founders, and good luck for everyone, and be honored to be here.
It's an honor to have you as well. Thank you so much, Richard. Oliver, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. My name is Oliver Farzin-Nia. I'm an ex-operator, so I used to be in your seat a while ago. I was a CEO of a company in London, which I ran for a number of years before transitioning into the investment space. I work with the venture partners as well as a few other VC funds, and I also do angel investments and syndicate deals myself. I consider myself a generalist investor. Having said that, I do specialize in deep tech, emerging tech, frontier tech, however you want to define that, and fintech companies, predominantly looking at VC to Series A, Series B. Although when I look at my portfolio, it seems to be a lot of Series A. My specialty would be looking at like TRL level 3, 4 companies and supporting them as they transition to commercializing their technology. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to see the companies. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Great to have you. And Sasha Johnson, you'll be the one opening our session. Super excited to have you with us.
Yeah, it's my first time on this particular group, on this particular setting. Thank you, Daniel, for inviting me. I've been with several funds over my VC career, but right now we invest in founders who were born outside Silicon Valley, but chose to bring their businesses here. And we give the resources, not just the financial, but the access to everything a startup founder needs. But that company needs to solve some big problems. And of course, we always like to say it needs to be scalable and all that. But more importantly, they should have those universal values that are the same for a certain breed of a founder all over the world. But again, the company needs to be located in California. I also have a platform, the Global Technology Symposium, where we source deals and discuss technology trends, and also discover other centers of excellence for innovation around the world. And we just celebrated our 20th anniversary, and I know some of you on the panel. And I'm looking forward to this amazing group of entrepreneurs who are waiting to start pitching. So I will stop here. Thank you.
Fantastic. Super excited to have you. I've been at this Global Technology Symposium. It was fantastic. So many incredible investors. I've also been at a recent Bill Reichert's event, Startup World Cup. It was amazing. Someone got $1 million on their event. And everyone, encourage everyone to check out those events. They are fantastic. You should be following them and join next ones. Now, with long ado, let's get started. So the first startup to pitch is Colin Phillips. Are you ready? Are you there, Colin?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you got 2 minutes and you may start now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Colin Phillips. I have a digital name tag app out on the App Store and the Play Store. It tracks people within 150 feet and shows your social media. So you can just put in links like your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Facebook. And then if you go to an event, you can just pull up people's name cards and then follow them. So in addition to this, I'm planning to build a marketplace that's going to help local content creators and local sellers sell their products. And then I'm going to, it's going to be multi-leveled. So it's going to have it's going to be like an aggregator. So once you put your links in, it's going to pull content from all the different media platforms, and it's going to have a feed. So everyone doesn't really use like Instagram and Facebook, but you still might want to see content from those. So I basically have a name tag, and then I'm going to have a social media aggregator, and then there's going to be a marketplace. And so right now it's just the name tag. And then, yeah, so that's about it. It's called III. It's on the App Store and the Play Store right now. I've been looking for funding, and there's a couple other people who are starting marketplaces. So I've been like collaborating and just kind of seeing if I should start building a marketplace or if I should just like collaborate with some other people. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Dear investors, do you have any questions to Colin?
I have a quick question. Is that something you will be building toward a digital twin, and eventually that will be the profile that will work across the board?
Can you say that one more time? Sorry.
Is it just a name tag, or will you be building it up toward the digital twin, where you'll have your own profile throughout across all the social network boards?
Right. So right now it's just a name tag that tracks within 150 feet, but I'm planning to build the aggregator that takes all the content, and then I'm going to build the marketplace. So I just have the name tag right now.
So Colin, I mean, everybody's been trying to solve this problem for decades, right? This event connection thing. And now there are so many apps out there. I mean, for this sort of event connection thing. And that's what it sounds like you're playing, right? You're trying to play the event connection, solve the event connection problem. But with all of this noise in this marketplace, all these apps that are out there, how do you expect to break through all the noise?
Okay, so that's why I wanted to have the social media aggregator, and that's only going to be local. So like you'll have like free content coming in from all the different social media platforms, and it's local. And then there's the local businesses that's going to help. So you're helping like local content creators and local businesses. So that's what's going to draw people in. And then the event, the digital name tag is just like an add-on.
But so wait, do I really want, a whole bunch of stuff flooding my phone while I'm at an app? I mean, while I'm at a conference? I mean, you're just going to flood my phone with all this stuff?
No, it's just like Instagram. It's just like a localized Instagram, and then there's a name tag. So it's just going to be a feed. It's just like Facebook or Instagram, but it's local, and it's going to have TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, but it's just going to be local content creators and local businesses.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead, Bill.
What issues do you foresee happening with? I know, for example, Instagram has a pretty stringent policy around third-party connector apps, right? And it tends to suspend accounts that end up plugging into, say, even account like apps or any sort of platform that would track followers, for example. So, would this be able to bypass that, and how so?
Oh, well, it's just like a link tree. So you can just you don't even have to put your social media. You can put your business's social media. So I haven't run into that problem, but it's not actually connecting to the app. You're just putting in a link.
Okay. And you mentioned, I think, in a comment that you were in, I guess, your post revenue at this point. Are you, how much are you earning? How are you monetizing this?
So there's instead of 150 feet to monetize it, you can expand your range for $10 to 2 miles so that businesses could like see their local customers. And then there's also a customer list. But I'm only making around like $1,000 a month. I have a couple of yoga studios signed up, but that's where I'm at right now.
Right. Thank you so much. And with that said, are there any sharks interested to connect? Are you guys in or out? Anyone in? Okay.
No.
I'm not, unfortunately.
All right. Thank you, Colin. Thank you so much. Great job with your pitch. Good luck with your project. And share your GGW profile here in the chat. We have more investors here in the chat. And we move on. And the next person to present is Elena Brand. Elena, are you ready?
Yes. Can you guys hear me and see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to start.
2 minutes. Go for it.
Yes. Hi, I'm Elena Brand, founder of B-Sample, the first online SaaS marketplace connecting researchers to human samples from anywhere in the world. So while doing my PhD in psychology, I've learned a mind-blowing fact. 96% of all human research data ever collected is currently coming from people who live in the United States. So in the world where the global south is growing and getting richer, we've so far only learned to study Western populations. And there's a $95 billion market of human-focused research, including healthcare analytics, behavioral sciences, market and UX research, that is currently lacking a way to quickly and efficiently sample people worldwide. So I launched B-Sample 9 months ago to solve this problem and help researchers like myself who work across healthcare, business, and academia. Since then, we have served 170 customers, including ones from top research hubs like Yale, UPenn, and Chicago Booth. 38% of our paying customers have returned and recommended us to peers. Our biggest competitive advantage right now is building a mobile environment to provide automated access to human samples worldwide. 200,000 people from 42 diverse countries have joined B-Sample as respondents, and we're working to turn them into millions of people in 200 countries. To get there, we're using a proprietary AI screening and data quality technology that we submitted for a patent provision last month. Our founding team is a sweet combination of big tech alumni from Yandex and frugal startup builders. We're bragging 40 years of cumulative experience in research, tech, marketing, and crowdsourcing. And earlier this year, we've successfully raised over $200,000 in friends and family funds. This helped us start growing and reach over 7,000 monthly revenue. We're now ready for our next raise. We're looking for angel investment of up to $750K. We plan to close our next round by March next year, and we give some early bird cap discounts. Please support us in building the first ever fully automated global SaaS marketplace that connects researchers from across industries with human samples anywhere in the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Sounds exciting. Dear Sharks, your questions.
Yeah, I do have a question. I didn't quite understand what a human sample is. Will you please clarify what is it?
So whenever you need to understand how someone makes decision, behaves, spends money on, you would sample people. So you would want to either ask them or lead them through experiment or look at their behavior. So basically a sample is just like some number of people that gives you pretty representative understanding of something, whatever it is.
Okay, so it's like one of the panel you're a panel aggregator, is that fair?
So unlike panel agencies, we aim to get to the fully automated experience. So panel agencies are extremely expensive because every time there is a request, they manually recruit people. So our goal is to have them on the platform so that you don't need a human between the request and the sample.
Well, I mean, right. You know, the big panel guys, they've got millions of people that are already sort of identified and categorized, and right. And then so I'm confused when you say they manually recruit.
Well, I think half of the request is still manual recruitment because you cannot screen for everything. That's first thing. And then another thing is that so the demography of those people is changing and how they're using the product is changing. So we're kind of smartly using chatbots to interact with them and acquire more of them and even acquire automatically through their social media profiles.
Okay, so your big value proposition is your diversity, right? Your global diversity. And at first, when you started talking, I thought you were actually down into the genomics, but you're not into the genomics. You're psychographic demographic. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, so we're actually eyeing the healthcare clinical trials market. It's a slightly different flow, but we kind of have this like preliminary understanding of how to get there.
Bill, if I can interject, Bill, may I? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so to me, it sounds a little bit of a science project. Like it's something that we definitely need, but maybe getting a grant to finance it, because yeah, it's needed, but honestly, I don't see how it will monetize with some private sources unless somebody is enormously vested in building a platform like that. But it's just
one trend we're seeing in the market right now from commercial companies too is that when they're trying to get people to qualitative research, like interview, let's say, whatever, Uber drivers in Brazil, there's almost no way to help them. So this is our another way we're developing into. So it's not as sciencey as you would think.
I mean, you've already got, I like it. So I'd be interested in finding out more.
Thanks.
Actually, one of the things I'd like to find out is what is the name of the company? Because I can't quite get it from.
Oh, B-sample. B-sample.
Spell it.
B-sample. B-E and then sample as in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We have one shark in. What about the rest of the sharks?
Yeah, I still have one question. I'm still trying to understanding how viable this product is. Like, just wondering if other people trying to do the sourcing and customer understanding, and they find it hard to get all the information on board. There might be a reason for that. Like, for example, there's a regulation on privacies across different countries, and different countries behave differently. That's where like it get really interesting to explore and get into trouble. I was wondering, like, what can you explain on that front?
So yeah, I think you're right on target. So one interesting thing is, for example, when we're paying our respondents, and there's no universal payment system that covers all the countries. So countries are a bunch of idiosyncratic mess. And then like figuring out how to get them there, how to pay them, how to reward them is, well, this is the value we're building. This is something that will cost something at the end of the day. And then if I had my pitch deck on, I would show you a slide where researchers say it's a nightmare. They literally say, like, right now it's a nightmare to try to get them, because you have to do it through like local communities of collaborators, or trying to do it on social networks, never reusing them again. So we're kind of like optimizing the process that is very painful and expensive right now.
Oh, okay, I think my bottom question is, out of all those messes in different countries, different regulations, why you are the one out of those specific company that can handle all those areas and provide them decent services and feedback that customer needs?
Yeah, so regulations are not really regulating research that much, well, except a few weird countries in Africa. But so really getting people on the platform and getting data from them is not something that you would have a roadblock on. So you have to know like how these people are retained and why they do that, because it also varies country by country. We just have expertise in crowdsourcing and tech. I guess like that's helping us. And also I think we have this like smart solution with the bots, because mania trying to build a mobile like app and then try to get this app onto someone's phone. We're not going this way. We understand all the advanced technologies are in messengers right now. So we're kind of like going this route, being frugal and also efficient at the same time.
Can I ask for a little bit of clarification here? So my understanding is, at the moment, psychological experiments are done predominantly on Western populations.
Absolutely.
And they pay $5 for someone to come in and answer a questionnaire. And what you're doing is globalizing this to provide more diverse things.
Yeah.
How big is that market? Well, question one is, how big is that market? And then question two, isn't there a pivot here towards using it to doing demographic research for companies that want to launch products in, say, for example, sub-Saharan Africa, where they have no data? But if you have respondents, is that a future pivot that you're moving towards? Or is that not something you've considered?
Yeah, you described it for me. Thank you. So we started in academia. We quickly started getting requests from the industry, just because there's no infrastructure for this research. There is. You can go to panel agencies and pay $70,000 for that, or pay $1,000 if you use it in an automatic way. So it's literally like 70 times cheaper. And then you're right. So like the momentum right now is that these people in the global south, Africa, Asia, Latin America, we still think of them as people who are ready to work for $1, but they're getting rich incredibly fast. If you look at McKinsey projections, they're expected to like grow to millions of people in consumer class. And it's a chance to get them for like almost for free, and then keep them as those future consumers. So yes, you're right. I think it's not only for the academia. So the market is, you will be surprised, in academia alone, behavioral sciences is $30 billion. And another 35 and 30 are in healthcare analytics and market research. So I think what you are talking about is market research, but I think healthcare also has a large potential for that too.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I take my comment back. It's not a science project. Thank you, Elena, for clarifying.
Okay, good to hear. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have so much great feedback. And the final question I have, except for Bill Reichert, who are in to connect with Elena?
Yeah, actually, on my side, I kind of feel like there's a lot of things that I need to follow up and learn, but it seems to be a really tough and complex market field, but I would love to follow up and understanding more.
All right, 2 sharks are in. Congrats. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to learn more as well.
Okay, Oliver, 3 sharks are in. Fantastic. Hopefully,
All right, I'll go into, okay.
Okay, yes, I missed you. Thanks.
all right, 4 sharks. Okay, so,
Hey, so Elena, do I get a commission for sucking all these guys in?
Oh yeah, okay, you do. We actually have a commission for the rounds. No, really.
And the question is, do we have a jackpot here or not, Casey? No.
I guess the question for me is, could you elaborate a little bit on how maybe the transition would be from this going into healthcare? Because I know, like, it sounds like you're solving the gap of, again, like Oliver was saying, there tends to be a skew of only data supplied by certain demographics on, clinical trial data, for example, right? Where there's a lot of global sampling that needs to be done to get, applicable treatment out to separate people. So does this have some migratory effect there? And if so, like, are the people that are available for this, are they going to be, potential future, like human trial candidates, or is the data that you collect in advance, is that something that,
yes. So I love that you're framing it as a bridge. So part of what's going on in healthcare is actually like behavioral healthcare research. So we're planning to use that as the bridge. The clinical trial. So you need to know the psychology of those people. I've spent a lot of time working for crowdsourcing, talking to those people in Africa, Asia, Latin America. They really want to earn, at least right now. And then I do see them as potential people for clinical trial. Many of them would be interested in that. Logistically, slightly different because they have to get somewhere or to give their saliva sample. Like there has to be like mail working on. So it is dependent on the local logistics, which is slightly different game from online, but we do see that as a future kind of where we can get through, starting with their health behavioral research, if that makes sense.
Great. We gotta move on.
Yeah, I'm into. I think this is interesting.
Jackpot.
Would you like
Thank you.
Would you like to connect as well, Casey? That's correct.
Please, yeah.
All right, so congratulations to Dudum. We have a jackpot. Congrats.
Yay.
So Elena, we will connect you with all the sharks after the event today tomorrow via email, as everyone we do. Anyway, we're moving on, and the next presenter is Andrei Didenko. Before we give Andrei Didenko a word, I just saw that some people are still asking how to be part of this speech. So just raise a hand here. There is a button, raise hand. So we will put you in the queue, and my team will ask you your revenues and a little more information, and then we will announce you in the list. And we put part of the list here in the chat, so don't worry, don't push my team. They're working hard to put you in among those to pitch. Thank you. So Andrei Didenko, you're next. You ready?
Yeah, hello, thank you.
All right, you got 2 minutes. Go for it.
Okay, so we do Leur. The company is Leur Legal Inc. in Delaware. Leur is an app for small businesses that leverages AI to provide low-cost legal help with contracts. So namely with contract review. The problem is that many small businesses don't hire in-house or outside lawyers because they are too expensive, and cheaper ones are often not trustworthy. However, signing a poorly written contract can be very damaging in the short or long run and lead to financial problems. So poor quality contracts include risks of non-payment, high fines, penalties, lawsuits, lost intellectual property, bankruptcy, and many other things. So our platform provides affordable and at the same time high quality contract legal services. So how do we do this? With AI, lawyers today can do their work 3-4 times faster and even up to 10 times faster than in certain cases. So since lawyers are usually paid by the hour, so these time savings reflect favorably on the final price. So we train the AI model specifically for lawyers working with contracts. This includes highlighting risky contract terms, suggesting missing terms, providing relevant acts and case law. So our solution is going to be attractive to both sides. So lawyers seeking to complete their work faster and serve more clients, and for small businesses, of course, that can receive high quality expertise at affordable price through our app. And we already have a Telegram prototype. It attracts us active users without paid ads so far. And we have started to generate the first sales from this month. And our users can receive AI quick contract summary with this app and the list of risks, or they can request a full review of the contract from a licensed attorney. So we are now raising $400,000 on pre-seed. The funds will be primarily used for the full training of the large language model that we use. So it requires a team of high professional contract lawyers who will prepare and update the legal data according to the instructions of our ML engineers. And we calculated the serviceable addressable market at $1.6 billion and anticipate to reach 2% of it in the next years.
Andrei, you passed time? Oh, right. Right, then fantastic. Though. Legal tech, exciting.
Yeah.
You have any questions?
Again, there's so many apps in the market now doing that. And when they say when the AI started penetrating industries, that all the lawyers immediately said that they will not be replaced, and all the entrepreneurs are saying you'll be the first group to be replaced. As a result, there's so many businesses getting that direction. But will you just like really briefly summarize what does make you unique, like with all this noise around?
Okay, like well, I think that the main thing is that so me personally, I'm a 10 years plus legal lawyer. I worked in different like industries, in large companies, in small companies, in startups. I have led my law practice, so I like deeply understand the pain points of the legal industry globally and also in the US as well. So I think, in fact, this is the most thing that makes us unique because legal industry is about the expertise. Okay, so when you really understand what the clients need and what is the legal sphere itself, how it works, so this really makes the unique competitive advantages towards other players. So that's my and our team entrepreneurship skills. I think that gives us a chance to be better than the competitors.
Which set of
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Which set of legal companies are you looking at? I've seen legal tech going to, mid-market firms, some of the most, like some of the largest, say locally here in Canada, as well as the States. Each have sort of different selling cycles and sort of sales profiles. So which one to you is the most appealing? I know at the top, it's a little bit tough, like they've been a little bit more resilient to like a steady adoption of technology. So I'm wondering if maybe this is more of a mid-market solution.
So maybe I got the question wrong, but our end consumers are the businesses itself. Like,
okay.
The small businesses, yeah.
Okay.
We have different segments inside it, but our end consumers are businesses, not law firms.
What would the size of the businesses be ideally?
Yeah, well, it's a good question. Like, in fact, it should be as not very small business. It can be a fast-growing business because there is quite many small businesses that in fact don't have a volume of contracts, right? And like we don't need clients that don't have any volume of contracts at all. So sometimes the businesses that have at least one lawyer, like in-house lawyer, outside counsel for some legal tasks that the business might have. So this usually becomes our target client because it's like this fact confirms that these businesses have a real need in legal support, and it makes our solution useful for them. So, and there are also some other segments of our target audience, but I can show some materials regarding that after the event if you are like interested.
Thank you. Sorry, Bill, to cut you off earlier.
No. I'm Sasha's point. I've seen so many of these, and you just clarified your target customer is the end user, not the law firm or the lawyer, but you need lawyers, right? And so, I mean, presumably lawyers are also your customers. Is that true? Or you're gonna build a small panel of lawyers to train your AI to intervene as needed? I'm a little unclear on sort of how much of this is training in AI and with human support, or how much of it is human lawyers with AI support. How do I think about that?
Yeah, okay, thank you for the question. So the team for training, so yeah, there are two separate teams. One team for training the AI model, and it's not like a very large team. It's about like 10 to 20 lawyers that we need for this work,
right?
At least for the short period, yeah. And regarding the lawyers who will provide the legal support, so we are going to build like a legal marketplace. So it's not going to be like our lawyers inside the team. Okay. So we're going to join them from the outside. Yeah.
Now, by the way.
Okay. All good. Thanks.
Yeah, I actually have similar concern, like almost the same concern that Bill was mentioning earlier. Like I kind of, like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's one thing just to help lawyers speed up their process, reduce their working time so that to save customer money, but it's completely different thing that you're trying to replace the lawyer for the sake of getting a better contract in a shorter amount of time with higher quality. That's where, like, I have two questions. One is, even the best LLM model with the given test set currently has 96%, a little over 96% accuracy. But I believe when you were writing a contract, you want 100% accuracy, right? So who's taking the responsibilities for the customer that gotten into that like 4% like mistake once?
The lawyer takes the responsibility for the accuracy, because the lawyer is still the final instance for the contract review of the contract drafting.
Oh, so your platform is still trying to do the first thing that I mentioned. It's not replacing lawyers, it's kind of like helping lawyers speed up their process to reduce their working hour.
Yeah. We are doing the app that is would be attractive both for the end consumers and for the lawyers as well.
Okay, in that case, like the final question is, there is a lot of startup doing that, trying to use AI, utilizing AI to help lawyer. And it seems like you were in the same ballpark. So what's the differentiation from your side?
Well, okay, so this question.
That was my question, and I think you tried to answer it, but I still didn't quite understand. Other than you, Andre, an attorney yourself, and you're an entrepreneur. That's what you told me. Try again. Say something else.
Yeah. I'm not catching first part actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what makes it unique? It's the same question as I had.
Well, okay, I would answer like a different way. That what makes us different is like combination of skills. I mean, yes, I'm a lawyer itself. I'm also an entrepreneur, and we also have a great team of AI developers. Okay, so what like makes us unique is that. So we understand how the legal industry works, and we also we understand how to really train the LLM model in the best way. So it works very, very good, and it will really disrupt how the contract legal industry works now. And I think it's not an easy task like it may seem. I think that not every startup or not every like law firm that integrates legal tech will succeed with this task.
Okay.
So that's all I can say.
All right, thank you. We gotta move on. We have 24 hands and time is running. But overall, great pitch. I would recommend to you to work on your differentiation, because you got this question twice, and I think there is some room for improvement in here. And the final question to the Sharks. Who is interested to connect with Andre? Who is in, who is out?
I'm out.
It's a bit complicated, or it's a tough space to be in. So unfortunately, I'm out.
Okay, Andre, please share your GGW profile in the chat. We have more.
Okay, yes, I've been chatting into my microphone. Sorry about that. You have put the fear of God into me. I do not have any earbuds in. But hello, investors. I'm glad to be connected with all of y'all on this call. My name is Allison Duvall. I run a company called Gabriella Rebetti. And Gabriella Rebetti is a sustainable e-commerce company, i.e. we're selling only sustainably manufactured products. Products are currently selling in the US, on Neiman Marcus, on Saks, on Bloomingdale's, on 11 Honore, and more. In year 2, we'll go into international e-commerce expansion. Y'all are wondering now, what is she talking about? So our product is luxury women's wear for sizes 12 to 24. That's plus sizes. And in this country alone, 75% of the women wear size 12 and above. That's the vast majority. However, they have been tremendously underserved for years and years. This is a marginalized community. And so what we're doing is we're bringing a brand into a category that we're calling attainable luxury. And we're bringing that into what has become an underserved mass market. That's a dynamic that almost never exists in the US, but here it does. So with Gabriella Rebetti, we are manufacturing beautiful, sustainably made clothing into a market that is just demanding these pieces. So, as I said, this audience has been marginalized. Why haven't they been satisfied before? And that's because there has been there's been a lot of designers, a lot of brands who don't want to participate in plus size for a variety of reasons. It's ridiculous, but why now is that through social media, the plus size community has, 1, become more mainstream, and 2, women are able to galvanize behind one voice and say, you know what, we want things that look just as beautiful as our straight size sisters, thinner sisters. So we're satisfying that need. We are different for 3 reasons.
Alexandra, you passed time, just a final statement.
Different points. I'll answer those in questions if y'all ask me.
Thank you. I'm not sure this is a scalable model, but let our investors say that.
Yeah, okay, fine. So I am I talking to somebody else? No? Okay. So Allison, thank you for the presentation. And I do believe it's a very important segment of the market. But I have a question. You started with the word sustainable, and that's what caught my attention. Will you define it? What exactly is your version of making clothes in a sustainable way? What is sustainability in your case?
I'm so glad you asked. So one of our 3 differentiators is that we manufacture in New York sustainably. We use on-demand manufacturing to produce just what is needed in the market. A typical problem in fashion is that companies are making in China or overseas. They're shipping back and forth across the oceans. That's tremendous carbon footprint. And then they have excess inventory at the end of season. A lot of that is burned, goes into landfill, etc. We're avoiding that. We are making on demand, not custom, not made to measure. When an order comes in, it is cut, sewn, and ready for shipment in about 36 hours. Where we scale that is once we see that an article is really selling well, we go ahead and do short run productions that we know we will sell through. The Chinese juggernaut in fast fashion called Shein is also doing this. I would like to say they're copying off us. They are not, but it's a very effective way to ensure we're not creating environmental impact where we don't need to.
So yeah, Allison, so we're investors in Third Love, and we're investors in SureTex. So we've invested in the clothing space. Each of them, both of them, are addressing plus size and half size and part size. One of the big issues is there's no easy way to know the measurements, the fit fit for for an individual person. And so I'm guessing you have to crack that nut somehow. You're figuring out how to crack that nut, but asking people what size they are is not going to solve your problem, right? You need more data than that. True?
True. And the way we've approached that is our second differentiator. We've created our own form fit technology. This is a methodology and selection and design of how we create products that really work. What we do is we are only sizes 12 to 24. Most plus sizes come from straight size brands that then upsize, which means they don't fit very well. We're fitting everything on the top industry, top size 18 fit model. We also stretch in just about every one of our fabrics, whether it's beautiful woolens from Italy or silks from wherever. So that's another part of our solution to ensuring things fit. Our return rates on our own side are lower than industry averages, thanks to the fit and the aesthetic we're offering. As I mentioned earlier, we come in at attainable luxury just below the designer category. Right now in Plus, there are a lot of cheap and cheery players in lower categories. That's great. We're at a higher tier, higher price point, and that has not been satisfied. So women are really gravitating to us on national platforms that we're selling.
Okay. Yeah. But it does. My initial reaction was, you are a little bit late because there has been a rush towards addressing plus sizes for the last, several years.
Yes.
You're differentiating, you're trying to go upscale. That's kind of what I'm hearing, is by going upscale, you think, and, sort of aspirational luxury or whatever you called it, whatever. So that's your
attainable luxury.
Okay, attainable, right? Okay, all right, okay. I think that that makes sense.
And the final question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, what were your revenues last year, and what are your unit costs? So, on average, how much do you make per dress or article of clothing?
Sure. So right now we are just over a year old. In our first year, we grossed right around 300. That's just on bootstrapping. We have onboarded onto multiple platforms and are continuing to do that. That's where we're getting fast distribution and tremendous awareness early on, directly with our audiences who are looking for a higher caliber product. So we are not profitable at this point, certainly. Right now, we're paying about $150 per product, which is a lot compared to manufacturing in China. However, we don't have that excess inventory. That's a loss on the books at the end of season, which interestingly, many brands in fashion just don't talk about. Somehow it's an overlooked detail.
But okay, but your price point, so $150 cost, that's what I heard. Your price point is? What sort of price point?
For example, we sell dresses for $700 to $800. Our lowest priced item is a little silk shell for $189. That just blows out. We sell silk palazzo pants for just under $250. Those are going faster than we can make them. We are really providing construction and aesthetic and fabrics that is currently very unavailable in this market. And so we're seeing rapid adoption. Our only barrier to growth right now is that this is a product company. And so we need more capital for expansion.
Okay.
Where are you sitting in the market exactly? Because you mentioned Neiman Marcus. I'm thinking of another brand that did really well here in Canada, Aritzia, when, they were very good at marketing to career professionals and providing clothing that, matched the lifestyle and the way that people are dressed there. So are you going after, say, the luxurious, say, fashion forward market that can be applied anywhere? Is this something that, would appeal to people in the corporate or professional world? What would your target be, and I guess why?
You're exactly right. And I think my answer would have been different if we had launched pre-pandemic to post-pandemic, where preferences have changed quite dramatically in terms of what women are wearing. But we have a lot of pieces that are transitional. They can go from day to evening. We do make some jackets and things like that, but our look is not particularly corporate. Our look is for women and how they're dressing now. She might wear our pink jacket with our pink silk palazzo pants. she could go to the office and then go out to dinner, and that would be totally fine. Or she could put on one of our party dresses. We have a gamut, but no, we are not specifically focused on the office because that's no longer where people are working as much.
And how are you reaching people? Like, what are your marketing channels like?
So that's a great question. And we are raising a $2 million round right now. That part of that round is going to go significantly to marketing. I want to drive far more sales to our own sites. I also want to onboard with more platforms internationally. So that's part of the spend. But what we're doing now is we're using our retailer partners as really our ability to reach the right customer. So for example, Neiman Marcus, they have all our audience right there. And from day one, we started selling well with them. In fact, Neiman Marcus just featured us in an in-store pop-up because we're one of their best sellers in Plus. Similar with Saks and Bloomingdale's, these are where women are looking. And when they can't find what they're looking for in smaller disparate sites, they're going to the big sites.
All right, thank you. Let's do a final question and move on. Anyone would like to ask?
Just real quickly, I mean, have you reached out to El Caterton and and HSBC? They both have venture groups focused, that have an interest in, funding novel fashion technology companies.
Thank you. We will certainly do that.
Okay. And then Gabriella? Who's Gabriella?
Gabriella Rebetti is a name inspired by the painter Dante Gabriel Rossetti. His paintings featured lush, sensual women. He glorified full-figured women, and that's what our line does as well.
Good. Okay, I like it. That's fun.
The final question I have to the Sharks: who is in, who is out? Is anyone interested to connect with Alice? All right.
Come on, Bill. You know you want to.
Thank you so much.
I'm in. I think I think Bill's correct. I think there's other options in this space too that have popped up earlier, but it's interesting. So I'd like to learn more.
Fantastic. There is one shark in. Congratulations. Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Allison.
Okay, Allison. Allison, send me your deck.
Okay. We'll connect. All right. Fantastic. Two sharks in. All right, so share your GGW profile here in the chat, and we're moving on. And the next person to present is Alex Blumenthal's. Alex, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hello.
Hello, you got 2 minutes. Please go for it.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Alex Blumenthal. I'm the CEO of H2O, and we are making a machine that dispenses healthy, sustainable drinks. So the problem we are addressing is twofold. One is the excess of sugary drinks in the market and the lack of healthy options in the workplace. And that kind of compounds into the health consequences of diabetes, obesity, and so forth. But it also adds to the problem that adds to that is that people have a difficulty in drinking enough water and liquids, and hydration becomes an issue in the office. So by providing really tasty, delicious, healthy drinks with supplement-grade vitamins in them, we are addressing this issue. We are currently installed in 60 companies, corporates. It's a B2B model, razors and blades. We have annual recurring revenue per unit, about $5,000 to $6,000 per year. We have a pipeline of about 1,200 units in the Netherlands. That's about $6 million worth of value. I mean, it's going to be confirmed now in the next 3 to 6 months. We've been in the market testing. This is like the 4th iteration of the product, so the technology is tested and validated. And we have raised so far $2 million, and we are raising now $2 more million to do this push into the market. After the Netherlands, we come to the US.
Right, fantastic. And I had the pleasure to meet Alex recently, so happy to see you here. And dear Sharks, your questions.
Well, what's the drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my question too.
What is the drink? I mean, is it because there's all these flavored waters out there? It sounds like, I don't know, or is it a yogurt? Is it that's what the yo? I don't know. What's the drink?
Well, I mean, the cartridges are like this. They are they insert into a machine. The current design has 8 cartridges like this. They have NFC tags on this side thing, where the machine recognizes the lot number, the product ID, expiration date, and so on. They are all natural extract flavors, and the vitamins are separate. So we're not like diluted vitamins in the liquid, but they are actually food-grade supplements that are regulated. We can actually program your your drink based on your health needs. So that's the next stage. I mean, we're going to have closed loop feedback. We have 2 patents pending for that, and maybe it becomes an AI applicable thing where we figure out how to do hyper personalization of nutrition, starting from where we are today, where it's in the dark ages, where you have like a single recommendation from the FDA, what is good for everybody, for the average American. Who's the average American?
So these drinks are customizable per user. So it will know, for example, that I need more, I don't know, iron or vitamin B12 or something like that. And then when I go to the machine, it gives me a drink that's precisely tailored to my needs. Is that right?
That is the direction we're going to. So initially, it's going to be feedback based on your simple feedback on what you're consuming and what you want to drink, and just reminding you what to do based on what you selected. Next stage is connecting it to your wearables so that there's a correlation between what your heart rate variability and those simple indicators are saying. And the next level would be when you are actually inputting your blood work or urine analysis, and then you have really some longer term biometrics that you can link to what you're drinking.
So, Alex, do I need to go to a doctor and then get a prescription and bring it to you, and you'll be making my drink? Like, because what you're describing, it's
Initially, it's just drinks. So it's, I mean, just like you buy vitamin water, it has some vitamins in it. I mean, here you actually are selecting yourself which vitamins you are selecting. Just like when you go to the drugstore and you buy a packet of vitamin C, well, it's your responsibility to decide how much you drink of that or you don't. So in this case, the machine is telling you what are the recommended daily doses per the FDA recommendations, and you can track on your app how much you have consumed during the day, during the month, during the week. But there's no possibility for us to recommend things that are outside the legal normative.
I'm just trying to understand it still. So your machine has like a bunch of ingredients in it, and I go vitamin C, boom, 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 and it gives me some water with it, or I'm trying to.
Yeah, it will make you a nice drink. It will be, I mean, it can come carbonated, sparkling, cold, room temperature, or hot. So it's basically replacing your old water cooler with a drinks functionality plus the water things that you used to get from your water cooler before.
Where are these machines going to be located? Are these in somebody's personal house? Are they going to be available at like a drugstore or retailer or something like that? I just didn't quite catch that.
Oh, sorry about that. I mean, no, it's we are installed currently about 60 companies. It's like corporate break areas, kitchens, and it's like for 100 people, 200 people. I mean, there are machines for a large group of people to use, so that they serve the different tastes and preferences of everybody.
Yeah, and you mentioned just because you brought up the FDA, I know there was a food as medicine company I was looking at not too long ago, and they were selling to, say, the pharmacies within Walmart, for example, or to like a CVS or Walgreens. And now they were promoted as, here's a healthy product or a healthy alternative to, like a candy bar or soda, right? Like there's examples of those. But then you obviously have to, I think, there's the difference between, just claiming that you're a healthy alternative versus something that can be prescribed, and then having certain health claims around benefits. So which direction are you going in? Is this going to be something that's just used to say, hey, this is, there's less sugar in this, you can customize it? Or are you looking to get this to where you can officially make claims of certain health benefits?
Oh, the first one. I mean, initially, for the initial few years, this is about building distribution and being a competitor in the healthy, functional drinks. So basically, better energy drinks that have less caffeine, less sugar, no sugar. We are using natural sweetener. We are using xylitol with stevia, which doesn't trigger your insulin. So even if you're diabetic, you can take it, and it's healthy for your mouth and for your gut microbiome. But yeah, we're not making any claim benefits. I mean, let's say we're using basic vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B, so magnesium, so very, very standard. So no nutraceuticals, no fancy stuff. So nothing that is not in official literature as allowed claims.
Yeah. And sorry, last question. What would make this, more appealing than say a vending machine with a bunch of different like smart waters that each have different vitamin components in it?
Well, I mean, so far, I mean, let's say the differentiators from our product are twofold. One is the fact that we are the only machine currently that is offering vitamins that are not kind of blended in a juice where they degrade, so right in a concentrate where they degrade. We're using liposomal vitamins that are kept intact because they're in transport molecules of fat, and they absorb directly into the bloodstream, so they have like 400% more bioavailability. And that's kind of unique in the market in terms of, I mean, it's not just marketing that, there's something written on the small letters in the back of a label, but it's actually vitamins that will get to your cell. And the fact that we're offering you we're linking your consumption to the biomarker is actually allowing you to corroborate in your own body how are you absorbing.
We hardly can hear you, Alex, and we already passed time. But yeah, just let's do the final statement. Sorry for interrupting because we have lots of people to pitch. Your microphone is not working well. So my final question to the Sharks: who is interested to connect with Alex? Who is in? Who is out?
I'll pass. Thank you.
Sorry, Alex.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. Great project. I love it. Please share your GGW profile here in the chat. And we move on to the next presenter. That is just a second. That is Promify Irakli Davanrashvili. Irakli, you ready? You got 2 minutes.
I hope you hear my voice, right? Hello, everybody.
You may start.
So I'm Irakli, the CEO and the co-founder at Promify. So in a high competitive digital industries, businesses looking for new ways to attract customers, and the need of the gamification for engagement is increasing worldwide by 25% on yearly basis. So low engagement causes billions of dollars lost for iGaming and sport industries. Like 70% users are not engaged and loyalty is decreasing. So here comes the Promify AI-driven gamification platform with no-code design solution, which is designed to build and run loyalty and rewarding systems with motivational components like leaderboard, challenges, achievements, fun engagement, games, etc., which is increasing customer engagement by 60% and boosts revenue up to 80%. It's tailored for iGaming and sports, now to 50 billion industry, featuring a unique marketplace for customizable gamification templates in haste with customization, generative AI, and ease of use of API integration. So we have a SaaS business model with two product tiers for now: sport dedicated solution and full gamification suite, starting from 2,000 USD per month and reaching up to 4,500 per month. So we're launching our alpha product in 2 weeks. We have onboarded our strategic CI's go-to-market annual client, which is generating 170K ARR, and 4 other clients are on our waiting list for the integration, giving access to Latin American, Asian, and European markets. And for now, we have projected 300K revenue for 2024, and we target up to 1.7 million by the end of the year. We have secured the 230K from angels, including an equity-free local innovation grant up to 60K USD, and we are seeking for more 170K in order to close our round, focus on building the product, and acquire more customers. Thank you.
Right on time. Perfect. Thank you so much. Dear Sharks, your questions.
Wow. So Madlaba, Irakli.
Please.
I'm guessing. So where are you
You're
based?
welcome. The team in Georgia, but we are a USA-based company.
It is USA-based. So again, that was kind of a fire hose pitch, and I don't know how my colleagues here absorbed it. But I heard, kind of what I heard is it was, one of those loyalty programs that, you know, tries to apply gamification to to persistence. Boy, can you slow down a half second and give me an example? So you've got customers, you've got revenues. Just give us an example, paint the picture for us of one of your customers and how they use you and how much of a difference it makes. Can you do that quickly?
Yes, so as I mentioned, so we're launching our alpha product in 2 weeks. We're in the integrating, but generally the product is like that. So we're kicking off with the product, the sport fun engagement tool, which is the from user perspective, we have like the weekly sport event outcomes, which you have to guess it, and it's like it was connected with real-time results with the games. And then you're collecting the points. You get
what's the who's I mean, because you're
yes.
embedded in some company brand, right? So give me a brand.
The customers. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sorry. So we are working with iGaming operators like the online betting and online casinos. We are working with sport content streaming platforms. We're working with the sport news websites, sport clubs, sport championships, and this kind of like everything related with sport, and also who needs like the additional gamification to like engage their customers. Which is also.
If you please stop just using all those buzzwords, engagement tools, gamification, platform, and give us an example and slow down a little, will you?
Okay, sorry. Yes.
Just a case, like the case of how anybody will use your platform. Will you please?
Okay, so we are third-party platform, and like the marketing managers, promotional managers, they can build in less than 1 hour advanced loyalty systems where they can engage the customers, which is generating the logic behind backend side and generating the interactive landing pages to the customers. It's like, have you played the games? Like, have you achieved some kind of, have you unlocked the missions? Have you achieved some kind of achievements? So all of this is done through our platform. It's built and you can run on your website and application.
Maybe about a year ago, I seem to run across a number of companies doing very similar things. Gamification has always been the next stage of the marketing transition. As people become less loyal to brands are trying to capture them. So what makes you different from all the competitors out there who I think by now must have a year plus underneath their belt of operating?
Okay, so in the industry, what we target, there are several players, but unlike our players, we have predefined like the marketplace with predefined gamification templates, which is like fully customizable. We're targeting iGaming and sports industry directly, and our platform is built that in our future growth we can integrate any other industry, like it could be e-commerce, it could be ed tech, it could be HR tech, it could be healthcare tech, and this kind of thing. So adding with the generative AI, and it's like they're really easy to use and to like build this kind of components with our platform.
All right.
Do you have any? Sorry. That's a big question. Do you have any like data around increased engagement from the use of your platform or increased revenue driven towards the company because they've used your platform, I should say?
Okay, so as we are now like launching in 2 weeks, we don't have our own data, but I've been in this industry last 10 years and we've been innovating and building these kind of products in-house in corporate world. So, and there are like the many public researches and the results, how generally this kind of solutions is really increasing the engagement and boosting the revenues.
If you had like an absolute ideal customer, not like the profile of it, but like the company that you'd absolutely want to sell to, that would be, the crowning achievement of what you're building, who would that be? Like an actual company in existence, like say, Epic Games, for example.
You mean the brand exactly?
Yeah. Like if you had to choose some big enterprise that would partner with you or be your customer, I'm just trying to get an understanding of exactly like who would be the best fit for this in your mind.
So like the brands, it could be like DraftKings, DraftKings, let's say.
FanDuel, right? That's what you're saying.
FanDuel, yeah. So this kind of brands. And also like the other remember exact the sports streaming platforms, which are like the streaming the OTT platform or over the top platform sports events. It's also cool. And all the sport clubs and all the sports championships who want to engage with their fans.
All right, we gotta move on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The final question to the Sharks: is there any one of you interested to connect with Irakli? Anyone in or out?
I actually have the opportunity to talk to him like offline earlier. Like I check on the deck and some other information. I would say I was really interested in the industry, but like I do wanted to follow up once you have more traction or maybe in the next round. Because I wanted to see those customers translate into revenue and their feedback on using your platform. So I'm going to pass for now, but I definitely interested in the next round.
I have a feeling. I usually don't like the word "I feel" because it's not a term, but I feel in this case there's something there. But directly the way you presented it, just like Bill said, it is from the pose like all things to all people, and we like all four of us tried to get to the core of what you're doing, and I think we failed to ask you those questions in a way you could answer. So I would like to follow up to see if there's something there, because I just didn't understand your presentation. So that's why I would like to take a look, maybe offline.
One Shark in, congrats.
Thank you.
What about the rest of the Sharks? Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Directly, great job. Please master your pitch. We look forward to see you again. Please share your GGW product in the chat. And we're moving on. And the next presenter is Brittany Sala from Nix Carbon. Brittany, you ready?
Yes, ready to go.
Awesome. 2 minutes for you.
All right, awesome. Well, lovely to meet you. My name is Brittany. I am the founder of Nix Carbon. So Nix Carbon is a lending platform that makes it easy for financial institutions to provide loans to SMEs who focus on carbon removal or ecosystem restoration. We have a mission of unlocking nearly $1 trillion in sustainable finance commitments that is literally trapped inside of institutions at the moment. The platform itself uses AI and Web3 to reduce friction in underwriting by providing market intelligence on borrowers and matching the loans to sustainability-linked outcomes. Nix Carbon makes money on transaction fees and subscriptions. We have LOIs out to SMEs, which represents about $3 million in volume. We're in discussions with lenders from financial institutions and asset managers. And additionally, we've validated the need for the market intelligence subscriptions with 22 potential customers. So Nix Carbon was actually built after my experience early this year when I gathered friends and family to try and sell carbon credits by planting trees on our properties. But through this, realized that getting the money to get started relied on selling carbon credits in advance. It's something that's like nearly impossible for a small company. So prior to founding Nix Carbon, I built a mobile app for conservation finance with about 3,000 users. Before that, launched an innovation platform bringing startups into energy utilities and suppliers. I'm working alongside our lead developer, Kyle, who's helped lead the founding team at a startup that use ML to create market intelligence solutions for alternative assets. And he's with us full time now. And currently our target market is made up of financial institutions in the US and Europe with a $72 billion TAM. We've received about 50K in grants, began testing our MVP this month, and are raising 2 million pre-seed to reach 1 million in ARR and 40 million in volume. So we have about half the round soft circled and are really looking for a lead developer that believes great companies are engineered, not just lucky. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Dear Sharks, what's your questions?
So you say that there's all this money sort of locked up. You use this phrase that it's locked up in corporations. I'm almost there. But it's not, because it sounds like your partners are banks, not corporations. So help me close the triangle here in terms of what do you mean locked up? You know, what's the money that's locked up and how are you tapping it?
Yeah, so if I said corporations, I meant financial institutions. So we're looking at like the top 10 banks globally, for instance. Together, they have about $1 trillion in sustainable finance commitments. But it's really difficult for them to actually get this capital to small businesses, especially when a business is only looking to borrow about $500 to $1 million, because the complexity around evaluating a business that's one, making revenue off of carbon credits or in carbon removal and ecosystem restoration is really complex. It depends on regulatory knowledge, industry specific.
I just want to sit down over here.
And the transaction cost of actually evaluating that company at a smaller scale just really isn't there. And so we essentially.
Are you also providing that service or brokering that service to help, you know, your borrowers, you know, optimize their carbon credit, you know, sort of chain, you know, right? Is that also what you're offering? You're not just a loan originator. You're all,
yeah.
Or are you, right? Go ahead.
So we're focused mostly on the origination and providing services to the lender, like meeting their sustainability commitments and understanding how these loans actually help them do that. An example of a borrower would be, for instance, a small company that's a project developer. So they're the ones responsible for certifying the carbon credits, getting them listed, getting them sold, and making sure that they're actually selling a quality product. And we kind of aggregate that information and provide it to the lender.
Okay. So that's your qualification criteria. The customer has to, the project manager has to have their act together.
Yes, exactly.
You're not helping them get their act together. They have to get their act together in order for you to lend them money, to help them borrow money, right? That's the idea. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay.
And
No.
do you have all the licenses, like all the financial licenses and all the credentials to do that? Do you need to go through the SEC approvals?
So because
go ahead.
Because we're supporting the underwriting process and then making that connection, it's a B2B loan between two businesses. So we're not actually doing the lending ourselves. So from our research, there is no license that is needed, but we need to do further research. And that's why we're raising, because we definitely don't want to cut corners on that element.
At the moment, you're charging 5% for making that connection and facilitating it. What's the expectation of return from those who are making the loans themselves? And then is the total cost to the carbon credit seller, or how's that broken up?
Yeah, so right now we're also standardizing terms because we've heard from potential customers that that's a huge value add for them in terms of reducing transaction costs. So our borrowers pre-agree to a 14% APY on a 4.5-year loan term with an 18-month grace period. We make an 80 basis point transaction fee, and that is charged actually to the lender on repayment.
Okay.
Right.
And
Oliver, I heard, is there a 5% in there somewhere that I missed?
There is no 5%. However, in terms of working with the carbon market, we also offer the option to actually swap the debt for carbon credits should the value of the credits exceed the value of the loan. And so all of this is done automatically, and it's kind of an add-on. So our competitors, for instance, in this space would be maybe venture debt providers, because they kind of have that same risk profile, although very different product. And so that's kind of our competitive edge when it comes to working with businesses in carbon removal. And so we charge an extra fee when that swap takes place as well. But yeah, it is, I'm like happy to go into it more kind of in detail because, yeah.
So earlier you said you were planning on doing 40 million, maybe I misheard you, entirely possible. You're doing 40 million in loans and going to generate 2 million in revenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would come from transaction fees and also a SaaS subscription, because that is where we've validated the need. Like once we're collecting information on the borrowers, we essentially have a level of market intelligence on the carbon market and sustainable finance that would be really unique to the platform. So there's a lot of institutions and different companies that are like, want access to this market information. And so we charge a 45K annual subscription on that. Yeah.
All right. The final question is, as any sharks are interested to connect with Brittany and her amazing project? Anyone in or out? All right.
I need to, I'd love to find out more, understand this better.
Sounds exciting. What shark is it?
Same.
Yeah, and I
Thank you.
wanted to compliment Brittany on a very clear and enthusiastic presentation, and that you come across as a person who is well aware of your environment, which is important for an entrepreneur. I personally see so many liabilities in this particular field, and for that reason, I am out. But I really liked your presentation. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, 2 sharks are in. Thank you so much, Brittany. Great job. And please share the information here in the chat with your GGW profile. We're moving on, and the next presenter is Misha Anisimov with a great project in snowboarding space. Misha, ready? Okay, you got 2 minutes. Go for it.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael, founder of Me, your personal digital snowboard sensei. Snowboarding is great but difficult. As snowboard instructor with a background of aviation technique, I've seen a lot of struggle. The pain of learning, frustration, and high cost of the study education. And this is overwhelming. And it's not about the comfort, it's safety reason leading to millions of injuries per year. And that's where our product steps in. Imagine a device, software, and advanced application as your own snowboard personal sensei. It is simple. You just set up device on snowboard, connect with your headphones and smartwatch, and you're ready. Rider will get tactile trigger feedback right on the slope, moving your every turn. Our secret sauce is inertial navigation coming from military aviation. People use it for a war, we use it for a love. It allows visualize study process to make it as simple as possible, as if you're watching yourself from the third perspective. It makes us unique with the front of competitors, and Me allows to real-time feedback, deep analysis, and gamify study process, which help us to move to the giants such as Meta, Red Bull, and Barton. Our market is US snowboard, stands alone with 2.5 billion and is the fastest growing market. Our vision is go beyond to skateboarding, snowboarding, kite surfing, and even more. We're tapping into Z generation, moving them from online to the great nature through channels, selling device, application, software, we're selling device and subscription model through snowboard schools, private instructors, and resorts, which allows us to become local market leaders to 2030. Okay. And we're not just dreamers.
Okay, you almost past time. Please wrap this up. Okay. No, your final statements.
We're not the dreamers. We get the first investments, really finishing prototype, get the first sales in US market, and we're securing the partnership with the biggest extreme sports community and getting the green light to start marketing campaign with Indiegogo. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Dear Sharks, your questions. We're approaching the final.
Yeah. I have a question. So when you plug in that device, will it happen like in the lab where somebody is in the room trying to like imagine that you're on the slope, or will somebody actually be talking in your ear while you are on the slope? So which one is it? Is it like in a lab or is it during the actual movement?
Just imagine sound tube with the grade of sounds. If you're getting close to the mistakes, you understand like the fluctuation of the sound and the vibration of your wrist as well.
So it's during actual movement.
Yeah, right on the
slope. You're on the slope and something goes like, ooh, stop, or turn, or whatever.
Stop. Yeah, when you learn some new turns as well, you understand how better you do it, because usually you make it, so let's say few turns, and as your improvement, you understand like the sound, it's improve as well with you or decrease as well with you.
I'm still not fully understanding the product actually, but like I actually have a question on the potential. Like you mentioned, 2.5 billion for the total addressable market, but that is for the whole industry.
This is service addressable market.
Oh, really? That's the serviceable market?
Yeah, this is like our 8 million people are learning every year in USA, and our usual check is $300. So this is our usually the whole market industry is 35 billions.
Can you maybe clarify that? I'm with Zhichao on this as well. I think the market is quite small, and it seems like definitely like maybe something that you could funnel through, maybe e-commerce channels and sell individually. But I'm struggling to see this as a venture backable business in terms of how big the overall market is. So I can maybe see it from the extent that you can apply this to similar other categories like skateboarding, for example, rollerblading, any other sort of activity. But yeah, like the total, I know the total market is only maybe a couple billion at most, and that's everything to do with the actual boards itself, the wheels. So yeah, like, is there anything you can clarify on that, just to maybe address it from like another perspective there, just so that it does maybe have a bit of legs to grow here?
That's like we specify in snowboarding because there is not so much competition there. And moreover, our competitors will be selling our device, such as who is like snowboard instructor, schools, and in general, device is so easy to adapt to another spheres. As I've told, like skateboarding, kite surfing, like the huge market as well.
And sorry, remind me on how much you're charging for it?
$300 for the device, and the feature-based subscription model from $5 to $30. And there is as well different levels of riders, because this is, let's say, starter, middle one, and advanced one.
Thank you.
Are there any sharks interested to connect with Michael? Okay, thank you so much, Misha. Appreciate that. Great project. Please share your details, GGW profile here in the chat. We have more investors in there. And we're moving on to the next presenter, Zhenya Zaluski from OBMI. Zhenya, you ready?
Hi, everyone. Zhenya Zasutsky.
Yeah,
thank you so much for introduction. Hi, guys. I'm Zhenya Zasutsky. I'm from Ukraine. Nowadays, I'm based in New Jersey, in the United States. I'm a father of 8-year-old daughter and lovely husband. And 3 years ago, I realized that I had so much rush and I was so stressed and depressed in my work. But I had huge support from my family, from my parents, from my loved ones. And this small signs of attention, it's a great way to share this experience with the whole world and to support people in other places. And we founded OBMI. It's the best app to fight against loneliness. In OBMI, you can share emotions with your loved ones, like you share bad mood, good mood, and people on the distance can hug you back, can kiss you back, and you will feel it like real. And we achieved incredible results in this. We got 50 million downloads over the world. We became top 1 app in 49 countries. And all of our audience are young adults. They just came and said, we will use your app instead of millennials, which are built for this app. Why? Because they're the longest generation ever. And how are they looking for attention now? In social media, you have to create a content to share it with someone to get likes. OBMI, you can sincerely share your emotions through your avatars. And you can receive hugs and kisses from your friends and loved ones in the app. And it's something when you don't know what to say, you can use OBMI. And we built a business on that. For 1.5 years, we earned $1.5 million in revenue. Nowadays, we have 700,000 annual recurring revenue, and we found unique acquisition channel. Now we have lower than 1 cent of one American customer, and we see opportunity to grow. Now we have 15 million downloads, but in the next 2 years, we can get 100 million downloads around the world and at least 10 million daily active users. And it's a great opportunity to bring feelings and sensations in digital worlds. It's something where we will be more and more time, but there is no real feelings and sensations. And our company is responsible to bring these sensations in the digital world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Sounds exciting. Yeah, Sharks, your questions.
I actually really like the idea, actually. There are some other people doing similar things, but I really like it. But one,
Thank you so
and
much.
I would love to follow up actually. But one thing that I still wanted to understanding more is like one common theme that I see in my past deal earlier is in a product like this, in a platform like this, where people want to share their vulnerabilities and potential negative feelings. Things happen, they wanted to expose themselves into a group of positive feeling people so that they can be impacted and getting better. But if the platform is essentially coming here, like if every single user coming over here and yelling and like saying negative words, that is not doing good for the new user side, right? So how does your platform actually work?
Thank you so much for this question. It's absolutely right. Most of our customers, 80%, I would say, it's the couples and close friends. All of them know each other. And we are now developing now like almost 80%. It's 1-2 person of friends, and they share feelings for each other. And the bad feelings is the most popular feelings in our app, like anxious, depressed, stressed. And you wouldn't say in chat to your friends, I feel stressed, I feel depressed, I feel sad. But you can, like, it's very similar to game. You can just tap one click and share through your avatar bad feelings, and people can just hug you back. And we see opportunity to build micro communities where you will have like 5-6 friends, and you will communicate through these emotions. For sure, we have chatting, and we increase engagement 4 times with chatting. But the main feature is an emotional conversation. We build a place of digital intimacy for young adults where they communicate through emotions. And we launched feature of random friends, to be honest, but it was not so good. So now we cropped it for a while.
Can I have a question? Say
Yeah, sure.
you already have a social network platform. So for example, take Facebook. Why can't you just have a closed group on that platform and use all the features you're suggesting, but it will be closed groups, say only my married friends, and yeah. So why do you need your own app for that?
Thank you so much. We already have 500,000 monthly active users and more than 100,000 daily active users. So it's not something we should verify as a hypothesis. We already have it, and people are asking. They want to expand this emotional conversation from couples, from like one-to-one conversation to like a little bit more circle of close friends. And instead of Facebook and instead of Snapchat, where you see everything, you see advertising, you see a lot of things, not about advertising, about everything. Here, it's your place of digital intimacy. I communicate with my parents. They are in Ukraine now. I share my mood, how I feel today. For example, I'm happy or I'm sad, and my mom hugged me with vibration. We found a way how to transmit sensation on distance. She hugged me, my dad hugged me, and we in 6,000 kilometers, we maintain emotional connection in a healthy state. We feel each other on the distance. And it's the main key feature, I would say.
But if it can go viral, why do you need to raise money? If that's so good, it's one of those things that it will just...
Yeah, as I mentioned before, we found the opportunity to grow faster because we found lower customer acquisition cost. And because of some features we developed before, now we see opportunity to rebuild the app, to rebuild it with a high quality, because execution is very important. We have opportunity with this greenfield opportunity, like Blue Ocean, which we founded. We can expand as faster as possible. We can take a big market share with investment. We have some revenue. We are almost break even, but we see opportunity to grow very fast in 2 years and take the biggest market share we can for young adults.
Did I hear you say you have 50 million downloads? Did you say that? Or?
15.
15. Okay, that's still impressive.
Yeah. We became above Tinder, and the founder of Tinder called me and asked me who am I. Yeah.
So, right. And then you said, what did you say? 500,000 monthly active users? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's right.
15 million. So, pretty low conversion rate, but still, I don't know. I mean, how are you going to get your conversion rate up? Because at that rate, it's going to be hard, for you to get revenue.
Yeah, thank you so much. We had a huge organic traffic when we became popular, when we became top 1 in lifestyle category in 111 countries. We had a huge interest of people, but they communicated through simple actions like hugs and kisses. They shared mood, and we had like a leaky bucket. People downloaded me. They like played in Obami, but they churned because they didn't know what to make. We didn't have user-generated content inside. We built chats, we increased engagement, we saved the audience, we became on plateau in May of 2023, and we began to grow since May 2023 back, because we lost a lot of people in our app. Unfortunately, it became popular, but like a real, like most of Gen Z popular app, we had a huge churn, unfortunately. But we broke the trend and we found a way how to grow with a mixed paid and organic traffic.
Okay, so your conversion rate, your conversion to active user rate, you're saying has gone up recently.
Yes,
So
that's right.
I shouldn't use 15 million to 500,000. I should use what?
We got like 5 million downloads just in 1 month. I would say. And we did it twice, and then we got like 1,800,000 downloads monthly, 500 downloads monthly, 600 downloads monthly. It's it's like new way to interact, and it's startup. We are finding the way how to make sustainable growth. Unfortunately, it's not so easy, but we found as much sustainable as possible for now. So we fixed main like young problems in our app.
But your monetization is subscription, right? That's the monetization.
Absolutely, and people can hug each other for free. They can share emotions for free, but they ask to make more funny and intimate actions like French kiss. And French kiss is a best seller in our app. So French kiss, slaps, and other things, we sell it, and it's gives a little bit fun. But you can hold your finger on French kiss and kiss your loved one on a distance. It's really something funny and useful.
Yes, Sharks. We gotta move on, and we have one final presenter. May I ask you to actually vote and decide who is in, who is out for this particular project, and we'll be happy to come.
It's unique. It's interesting. I'll take a look.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else would like to connect?
Yeah, I'm also interested.
I'll take a look. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So, Oliver,
thank you guys.
Got it. Thank you so much. And before we get the one final speaker, are you guys okay? We have one final. Bill, would you have a few minutes afterwards to give final speech?
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, thank you. All right. Ksenia Lenarchuk from Sly, you got 2 minutes, and it will be a very efficient pitch. Ksenia.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for staying till the very end to listen to me. I'm glad to present to the judges today. So my name is Ksenia. I'm co-founder and CEO of Sly, where our purpose is to empower wildfire resilience. I have 2 technical co-founders. We're overall a team of 7 based between Italy and California. So we're bringing to market a wildfire monitoring service that allows our clients and users to cover their entire land footprint, including very remote areas, and detect all fires, detect all ignitions within minutes. So specifically, how do we do this? Is our product consists of 2 parts. So first is our sensor. It's a gas sensor that runs AI on board and detects tiny changes in the chemical composition of the air. So sensor is what allows us to pick up ignitions literally within minutes across vast distances. And importantly, these sensors are now connected directly to satellite, which allows us to ensure that communication is reliable from some of the most remote sites. And second part of our solution is, of course, our software, our platform that connects these sensors to our clients and users who receive in real time alerts of all fires that we detect, and importantly, also receive assessed risk of spread. We feel it is equally as important to be able to detect all fires across all land footprints as predict relative spread such that response resources can be optimized to fires that are most likely to spread and get out of control and can be contained in time. So as I mentioned, we're based between Italy and California. We just recently closed our first round in the Italian entity. Our US C Corp is Tidy. We are looking to close our next round by around Q2 of this coming year. I'll pause here.
Thank you so much. So the technology to solving fires. Any questions from the Sharks?
Oh, it's a huge problem, and if you figure out a way to even, take a dab at it, it's very fascinating. But I'm a bit skeptical in the sense that it's like predicting earthquakes, right? People can do, yes, some mechanism when they do like 30 seconds before it happens. And my question to you is, what will be the time lag between the moment when you can send that signal to, like in a fire, especially in California, you know how fast it happens. It just, right? So what is your
Yeah.
time lag?
Yeah, no, thank you for the question, Sasha. And I'll start by correcting you a little bit. So we're definitely not focusing on prediction or prevention for that matter. There's other technologies, other providers out there that do that. Where we come in is when all sort of preventative measures fail or there is still an accident that causes ignition, next best thing to do is solve for time. And this is effectively where we come in, where we are able to detect all ignitions within minutes. All ignitions is also very important because, of course, as we're talking about fires, we're talking about fires occurring, again, potentially in the middle of nowhere. So connectivity has been an important challenge. So we feel that with our direct-to-satellite connectivity, we solved for that. And the fact that we're a gas-based sensor, we aren't a camera, and there are providers out there that use camera-based detection, which arguably is as quick as what we're able to offer. But the issue with camera is you can't put it in the middle of the forest where there's no connectivity. So again, our value proposition is detection within minutes. So we solve for time, we solve for speed, but it's also this remote area coverage, which we feel is equally as important.
There are currently a number of startups in the space sector that are using imagery, et cetera, to identify wildfires. And theoretically, from what you're describing, they don't have to go there, put in the sensor. Monitoring is fairly quick, especially with the number of startups that are coming along. And the investment, I think space is one of the few sectors where investment has actually increased this year compared to previous years. What makes you better than satellite imagery or one of those, even heat sensing from satellites in this case?
Yeah, so that's actually a pretty easy question to answer in that. So we don't think that we're better. It's a completely different use case. So we actually also use satellite-based imagery and remote sensing data to feed our models to predict relative spread. Now, the issue with satellites, and it's an issue that will probably persist for the next 5 or 7 years until technology catches up, is satellites cannot reliably detect all fires quickly enough. Right, so satellites they circle through or around the planet, right? So they have issue with sort of detection if it happens to be a cloudy day, however silly that sounds. There's an issue with resolution where, again, satellites tend to detect fires when they're already at scale and they're effectively too large to contain, which is what we're solving for with our on-the-ground sensing technology. If you're talking about imagery sort of from video cameras perspective, again, we're not arguing that video cameras aren't effective. They are. The issue there is one, cost, right? Our sensors are several orders of magnitude less expensive than those cameras. And second piece, again, is connectivity or getting information out of those cameras if they're placed in areas that are not covered by traditional communication.
But this is a lead that you think might disappear in the next 7-ish years as satellite technology catches up.
Satellites will catch up, undoubtedly. Now, the question is, can we sort of wait for 7 years and do nothing about wildfires with devastation and frequency increasing? And this is, again, where we come in and to be able to address this problem now. With a line of sight already, sort of my technical team already has our generation 2 and 3 sensors sort of in the works, where we are thinking to incorporate sort of the low battery powered cameras as part of the solution. Again, we're not there quite yet. The first step is our gas sensors that, again, we feel solves this problem from ultra early detection in the most scalable manner possible.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. We are past time, and if no more questions, the final question I would like to ask each of you is: any one of you interested to connect with Ksenia? Anyone in or out?
I think Sly is one of our 5 presenter in November Bay Angel event. So nice meeting you again. But Yeah, I like all those stuff. A lot of things are really valid and promising. It's just on my side, I couldn't justify the valuation, so I'm going to pass on this one. But I hope all the best.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, and it's again, I'm sitting here thinking, there are 3 customers in the United States that are private and the rest are government, and I just, selling to governments is blah. But
power lines. We're selling into power lines.
Okay.
I didn't get to that. That's our go-to-market vertical. Frankly, there's many use cases. So some of our early deployments are with farm, ranch, vineyard operators, actually North California of all places, because obviously highly valuable lands, high risk of fire. But power lines is where we see largest opportunity by the market size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wish you had made that.
Right. I would have felt more comfortable if Ksenia, you really started with that, saying that you have a niche market where you are working with the whatever wineries, and that's why California, Italy makes sense. But your presentation was more global, and I was thinking Bill, PG&E. Oh no!
I thought you liked big problems, Sasha.
Yeah, but not dealing with the government, especially a combination of
We recognize that.
But yeah,
we're not B2G.
Again, I mean, you got 85 entrepreneurs who are all over PG&E trying to help them with their problem with starting fires. And so so then you have to go into pilot hell, I think. I don't know. But
there's 3,000 PG&Es in the US alone. So just to throw another number out there. And we're definitely not chasing PG&E. Also, for full disclosure, there's plenty of other smaller players that we feel are a lot more ready and willing. And there is another hack in selling into suppliers to those organizations where, again, our Italian connection also comes into handy. But I know we're out of time. I'm happy to take this offline with anybody.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. So Bill, Sasha, Zhichao, Oliver, final question. I didn't get any one of you interested to connect. So Zhichao said no. And Casey said actually yes. He just excused himself and he said he's interested. So one shark is in. Anyone else?
I'd dig in more to find out and understand more as I look at a number of companies in this sector. So I'd be interested.
Thanks, Oliver.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. This is how we end our GGW Sharks 31st. Thank you, Ksenia. And now we're approaching the final part, a few seconds to let the judges to say final words about what they think, what they have on their hearts and minds. I know you guys got to run. So we will start with Bill, because Bill usually need to run your final statement.
Okay, just real quickly, just minor, sort of just administrative technical stuff. If you could get the word to the entrepreneurs, please. I mean, a couple of them actually had, and H2Yo, I give props to Alex, because he had sort of the company name and the brand. Use a background to get your point across. If you're going to do a Zoom pitch, you should have a background that gets your point across. I tell entrepreneurs, if you're going to a in-person event, wear a t-shirt that has your company name on it. I mean, so if we're sitting there trying to figure out what was the name of that company, I mean, we're distracted from hearing what you're saying. So, just silly stuff like that, microphones, just don't hobble yourself by not taking advantage of the technology. And then again, on the pitch side, just you can read my book, and thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Oliver, your turn. What do you have? Any kind of feedback? Anything you have on your heart and mind to share with entrepreneurs?
It was great to hear all the pitches. I know that this can be intimidating, so I guess my advice would be just to practice and make it become second nature. And don't try and give everything at once. Sometimes just focus on a few very key points. It's a simpler picture, and it allows the questions to bring out all the details. But yeah, I know it's hard, and I really enjoyed myself in seeing all these companies. So thank you for pitching.
Thank you so much. We enjoyed having you too. Sasha Johnson, What do you?
Yeah, I agree with my colleagues about the statements, and it's absolutely necessary to have some basic information out. But then, if a recommendation, I know that it's hard in 2 minutes. So if you guys concentrate on answering 3 questions: who, what, and how, right? Who is doing it? What problem you're solving, and how are you solving it? And then wait for questions. Because yeah, that's it. But I really liked all the presenters, very enthusiastic. Had real problems to solve. I didn't hear any like nonsense invented problems. I really like it. It's my first time. And if you invite me back, I'll be happy to be back.
And we'll be happy to have you again as many times as you wish to participate as well. Thank you. Zhichao, you are the one who is closing our global 34th GGW Sharks. No pressure on you. What do you have on your heart and mind?
Okay. Yeah, it's a really great event. It's really nice meeting all the people and listening to their pitches. I think Sasha is directly on spot. Like, I totally agree with Sasha regarding to how they should prepare and better over that. Get ready for this, because my general feeling is I have a small amount of company that pitching today that I have the chance of going over ahead of time, either working or just doing due diligence before. My general feedback is, because I do the due diligence, understanding they have a lot of highlighting and really good spotlight that they don't really get a chance to show for. So on top of like who you are, what problem you're solving, if you can like came up with 1 or 2 things about your highlight, your advantage or potential your edge on the industry or the field, like that actually do attracting people. Because the people over here like me, we don't really go over all the deck and stuff. So we don't want it to be arrogant. We don't want it to miss special great things. But the thing is, we know so little that if you don't really put up your shiny spot right on the spot, like it's easier for us to like just not paying attention, I guess. So overall, it's really good.
That's very beautifully said. Put your shiny spot on a hot spot. Like, fantastic. Thank you so much, dear Sharks. We had such an amazing event today with a great panel of investors and startups. And with that, we are closing our 34th GGW Sharks. And in 2 weeks, we will have our final GGW Sharks of the year, the 35th one. And we're looking forward to see you all there. So there is event link in here. There is feedback form in here. And I'm grateful for everyone to participate. Please support us on social media, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. And with your support, we don't need to pay Google and Facebook to bring you over here. So this is the word of mouth you're spreading, help us so much. And this is how we make this event free for you. So everyone should get a chance to meet these credible investors like we had today. So everyone, have a great the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and we will see you next in GGW 31st on December 22nd. Take care and have a great the rest of the day.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.